Hello students, welcome to another lesson presented by the Learning Depot. In today's lesson, we will learn how to choose the correct answer on multiple choice tests. If you struggle choosing the correct answer on a multiple choice test, you will find that there are two main reasons for this. The first reason is that the right answer can be expressed in different ways, and the way that you think about the correct answer in your head may not be the exact way that the multiple choice writer wrote the correct answer. And the second reason is that quality multiple choice questions are written in a way that requires higher order thinking, synthesizing information, and inferencing. In today's lesson, you will learn about multiple choice test design, how trap answers are designed, also called distractors, and strategies for finding the correct answer. Let's begin. Let's start with multiple choice design. Multiple choice items are constructed in such a manner that all choices will seem plausible. This means that they are reasonable or probable, and there's a reason for this. Well-designed multiple choice tests are meant to test your critical thinking skills and your reasoning. This is why multiple choice questions will usually ask you to find the best answer instead of the right or the correct answer. Multiple choice questions consist of the stem, which is the opening, a problem to be solved, a question asked, or an incomplete statement to be completed, and the options are the possible answers that you, the examinee, can choose from, with the correct answer called the key and the incorrect answers called distractors. In this section, we are going to see how distractors are designed on multiple choice tests and how to avoid these trap answers. Notice how they are labeled distractors, and I like to call them trap answers. Remember that they are written in a way where they seem plausible and reasonable. There are 5 trap answers that are common in multiple choice tests. The first one is a half right, half wrong answer. In this type of distractor, the details from the passage are twisted or distorted, and they are no longer correct. There may be some element of truth or fact. A portion of the answer may be correct, but something else may be incorrect. Remember, if a portion of a multiple choice distractor is just a tiny bit wrong, it's all wrong. Let's look at this example. Wolf characterizes the moment of transition as both A, controversial and threatening, B, weighty and unanswerable, C, momentous and pressing, and D, provocative and mysterious. You will see that for each choice, we have 2 possibilities. If any of the possibilities are incorrect, we strike out the entire choice. So for example, let's say that for letter A, controversial would fit the passage, but threatening would not, so we strike out letter A. Weighty may fit the passage, but not unanswerable. Momentous fits the passage. Pressing fits the passage. Provocative may fit the passage, but not mysterious, so we strike out letter D. So the correct answer is letter C, momentous and pressing. Let's go on to the second type of trap answer, and this is a misused detail. Word statements or details that are lifted straight from the passage will usually be incorrect. These will be in word-for-word format. The more the wording resembles the text, the likelihood of being incorrect increases. Let's look at this example. The passage directly compares the Milky Way's disk as it is affected by its warp to F, a pasta maker churning out spaghetti, G, pizza dough being spun in the air by a chef, H, a thin crust pizza balanced on top of a plum, J, 2 figure skaters coming together for a combination spin. All of the choices in this multiple choice question use details lifted straight from the passage. In other words, the language in all of these choices comes from the passage. So you have to be very careful because only one is going to be the correct answer. In this case, the correct answer is G, pizza dough being spun in the air by a chef. But letters F, H, and J all used word-for-word language lifted straight from the passage. So you must be careful not to fall for this trap. I want to make one observation about the answer in this question. Typically, the correct answer does not use language straight from the text. Most often, the correct answer is paraphrased. We will learn more about this in the lesson. Let's go on to the next type of trap answer. This is the out-of-scope answer. This type of answer is typically found in fiction or narrative passages, but it can also be found in expository or nonfiction text. This distraction plays on your own background knowledge, your worldviews, your personal ideas and biases. This interpretation will make sense, but it's not supported by the passage because it was never stated explicitly or implicitly. Let's think about a passage about an old woman who has lived in the woods for over 40 years as a recluse. She has not had any human contact for all this time. She claims that she's been free of the constraints and the trappings of structured society. Now let's say that the question may ask you how the old woman feels about living as a recluse. And in one of the choices, it states that the woman feels lonely. Now this is a totally plausible answer because someone who hasn't had human contact in a long time may feel lonely. However, the passage never stated that the old woman longed for human company. Therefore, you could not infer that she is lonely. Your thinking is out of scope. It is outside the passage, and you've fallen for the trap. The next type of trap answer is the opposite. This type of distractor contradicts the information in the passage. Let's go back to the story about the old woman. Again, if the passage says that the old woman felt free of the constraints and the trappings of structured society, an opposite type of answer may say that she enjoyed the routine of social community. Well, this is obviously an opposite because she does not enjoy the routine or the customs of structured society. And the last type of trap answer is the extreme trap answer. These type of distractors are based on absolute positions. These choices are almost always incorrect. Notice that I said almost always, because if I said always incorrect, I myself wouldn't be making an extreme assumption. So they are almost always incorrect unless stated in the passage. Be wary of distractors that have words such as always, never, all, none, best, worst, or any kind of absolute. Let's look at this example. The author would most likely agree with the claim made in lines 27 through 31 by asserting that A. Children do not grow up in a single-gender culture. B. Children may become skilled at deceiving adults. C. Gender differences are impossible to assess scientifically. Or D. Children's behaviors have changed dramatically in recent years. Now, if we look at the extreme choices, we notice we have two. Letter A, where it says children do not. It is making an absolute assumption. And letter C. And can you guess the extreme word? Correct. Impossible. So letter A and letter C are examples of extreme distractors or extreme choices. The only way that one of these choices would be correct would be if it was supported by the passage. Be very careful when you find extremes and test them out because most likely they are incorrect. One thing to note is that these distractors may overlap with each other. Remember that you may find all of these distractors within one multiple choice question. Don't forget to go back and review the parts of the video that you did not understand, and if you have questions or comments, leave them down below and I'll make sure to answer them. And please subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you will be notified every time I upload a new video. And please like and share so that others may learn about my channel. I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.
Minnie.
Minnie.
Hey.